Unleash the power. Unleash the power.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Ruckus Room. I'm here today with Cristy B, and I'm so excited. And I just have to say, I love your t-shirt and I love your belt. It all blings and matches, and it looks.
Thank you.
Where can we buy one of those?
Oh, well, I do have these shirts at the club. I'm not selling them. I'm just kind of, gifting them out. But
We
I
need
do
a
have
merch
a few.
store. We need a
I
merch
do.
store for
I have
you.
a little bit of merch, but not a lot. I end up just
We got Barbie
giving
dolls
it away.
coming from here. We're gonna start selling Barbie dolls because people really like them. So wouldn't that be funny? Like a Cristy B comedy doll?
Barbie.
Yeah.
Oh,
A little Mattel box. You got your
Yes,
little mic
man.
and all that stuff.
that would be interesting. That
I-
would be interesting.
We got to open you a merch store. You have your own store. So
yeah.
well, I wanted-
Bobbleheads next.
I know, right? Right. I wanted to talk about your new club.
Mm-hmm.
Are we any closer to it being opened?
We are closer every day, but I hit a few speed bumps, and
As
we're
most
getting
of
there.
us do when you're doing new
yeah.
construction.
Yes, so we're getting there. Looking, I don't have a date for you yet. So
Probably this summer.
this summer, definitely.
So are you going to keep the one in Palm Coast open, or are you just going to keep the one in Daytona, you think?
Oh gosh, I am still on the fence. I'm
Because
not gonna
Daytona's
lie.
just so much bigger. Like you
I
think the
know.
crowd would be there.
I know. I feel like it'll be a lot easier to have the type business that I have in Daytona.
Yeah.
As far as selling tickets and being able to do late shows and stuff
Yeah.
in Daytona than it has been in Palm Coast. Because my goal is to work, have shows, 2 shows on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, have, something on Sunday and Wednesdays, 1 show on Wednesdays and Sundays. And I just can't, I can't do all of that in Palm Coast.
Right.
So
And you can have trivia night and all that good stuff too that you were talking about doing.
yeah. We've got musical bingo. Well, here in Palm Coast, like in
Musical
Daytona, I
bingo.
know it's
Ooh,
so
I'm gonna have
fun.
to
We have it tonight. It's bingo with fun music.
So Wednesday nights you have it every week?
Well, we're at once a month doing musical
Oh,
bingo.
I want to go to that. It sounds like
So,
fun.
We have twice a month. We have an all-female comedy lineup. That's what she said. And this month
What a great
we have,
caption. That's what
I
she
know,
said. That's
I
great.
know. And this girl I want to bring on here with you sometime, but she works for, I didn't know we were going to get on this topic, but I told you we don't know where
No,
this day is going to
no.
go. For, I want to say Pure Romance. No.
Oh, yeah. You told me about this.
Yeah. So,
She's more than
women's
welcome to come
sexual
in
health and
anytime.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we have a wine tasting at the club with, a lady that can talk about your sexual health, and then we have a all-female lineup. So,
Oh, how fun.
and it's fun. We do really well on that show. All the ladies come
I'm
out
gonna have
to
to
laugh.
come to that. So I have to tell you,
It's girls' night.
earlier I did a podcast with the Flip Flop guys. Absolutely love them, Michael and James.
I love them.
So they let
Funny
a cat.
guys.
I know they kind of let a little cat out of the bag for your new place. They went to your new place, down in Daytona. I guess there was some sort of walk or event going on, and it was during St. Patty's Day. Everybody was drinking, have a good time. He went to the bathroom, and he ended up in a different business. So I didn't know if there's like hidden tunnels or if you wanted to make a speakeasy or something.
I do remember that. So it was the wine walk in
Yeah.
Daytona, and I participated in that. And I do remember, people were asking to go to the restroom, and I wanted them to be able to come in and peek and see, some of the changes that
And
I
use
was
the
making.
amenities.
But I didn't but then they were also asking to go to the restroom. So the way that the building is set up, you have to walk out 2 doors to go to the restroom, and it's a shared restroom with Cinematique.
Yeah.
In
Daytona's set up like that. It's kind of weird how
Yeah.
all the businesses are like you make the wrong turn. You could go into another business, not even realize it.
Yeah.
It was just funny how he said it. He's like, I went to the bathroom, I had a couple drinks. I wasn't that intoxicated. I walked into another business. I'm like, what am I doing there?
And they had a movie going on. I don't know if they
Yeah.
had a movie going on, but you can totally tell a difference that you are
Yeah.
in somewhere else. Yeah, I feel like that's going to happen a lot when the club is open.
Don't drink
like,
when you go to the comedy club. You might
Yeah.
end up in the next room.
I know, right? We
You
have a
should-
sold out show and somebody sneaks
You
in.
should do something like just to mess with people. Like, I mean, that's just a golden opportunity to just do some practical jokes right there, especially if they're really intoxicated. I mean, there's so much material
know,
right there,
I
Chrissy, you can
know.
unload.
Well, there's so many. It is such an interesting building because you can go through another door down a hallway and you're in another. It's not an establishment yet, but
I wonder who
yeah.
built something like that. I mean, it's kind
I
of crazy, isn't
know.
it? And that they
It's
sell like commercial businesses like that.
yeah.
You don't see it anywhere else like that. Maybe St. Augustine might have stuff like that, but
Yeah, it's a back alley. Now, if you go down the other door, there is an alley there, which is beautiful. Like whoever maintains that, it's gorgeous. Flowers and little benches, just walking around that whole area. It's just
so what are you waiting for right
beautiful.
now to get done actually with the club? Like
Well,
inside?
it's the city of Daytona, just some
Permitting and
yeah,
things like that?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's where we're at. So,
Oh, well, hopefully that'll get done real fast
yeah.
for you.
Well, we'll just fast forward through that. It's happening. So, we'll get there. We'll get there.
You know how long that stuff takes, girl.
Oh,
I mean, I thought it was gonna be sooner, but you never know. It
yeah.
just depends on every city how it's different.
I know. And with the location here, like we're doing great. It's so much fun. We're finishing up the 3rd comedy class. You should get in.
Okay, so I was
I
thinking
would
about
love
joining
for you
one.
to.
When's your next one?
It starts June 1st.
I'm gonna do it.
I will sponsor you to do
I'm
it.
gonna do it. I'm
Um,
gonna do it because I think it would be
I
so fun, and I really think we should have some of the Alan bring some of the equipment and do some of
students.
the inside work on how this is done. I
Oh,
think
this
that
is
would be
so
a great little
exciting.
podcast.
You're my last student. Now, not my student, but I don't teach the class. But
I think that would be
oh, it's
fun.
gonna be so great for you.
Has
Like
anybody
for
come out of it that's like, oh my God, they're hilarious?
they're all hilarious, you know, like um some of them are doing it, they're all doing it for a different reason. Some are doing it because they want to introduce themselves into the comedy, industry. um there's so many reasons why you want to, and there's
Maybe
several of
people
why you
laugh is
don't,
just like
but
a good
it's
feeling in
fun
general.
when
What
you
made you do it? What made
um
you start into comedy?
I wanted to since I was 14. I knew that I always wanted to at least do it once. I knew that I was going to. And then I did it once, and it was the greatest feeling at 4 minutes
So how
and
long have you actually been doing it, comedy?
12 years I
So
think.
performing like actually in clubs and bars and different things like that? 12 years?
Yeah, and bowling alleys and strip clubs and
Strip clubs.
yeah, all
Oh,
kinds of
girl, with the
all
material,
kinds
you
of
could do a podcast
things.
probably just on that.
Yeah, there's
They did close the
so
Pink
many
Pony,
things.
I heard a couple weeks ago in Daytona.
What? I
I
loved that
know.
song.
I
Like, we
I
need to play it right now. I
I
mean,
I walk in there and I don't want to sit down on those seats because I was afraid I was going to catch something. But I
you were
mean,
there?
well, way back when.
Oh my
I
gosh.
worked with Garbage Men. They went all over the place. Molly
Oh,
Brown's, Lollipops, and we
wow.
would all go out as a group of us, like together, and a lot of them came from that area.
What, there
So
was a pink pony in Daytona?
there was a Pink Pony right down the road from my high school.
Golly.
I know. And it's
Oh,
almost like I don't know if I
well,
want to
it's
sit on that chair, but
yeah,
hey, I don't want to get the
yeah.
gift that keeps giving.
Listen. Uh,
You ever walked into a place and been like, yeah, no, I ain't doing that.
um, yeah, but that's usually pretty late, and I'm like, I really got to go to the restroom, so I'm gonna do it anyway, you know?
I'll take one for the
Yeah,
team.
it's happening. This is where we're at. So, suck it up.
How are the shows you did in strip bars?
Well, I actually ran a competition at a strip club in Daytona several years ago, and they were closed on a Tuesday, so it wasn't
What kind
like
of
it was
competition? Like comedy
a
competition?
comedy competition, which I'm
Really?
gonna do again
Oh,
before the lease is up here in September. So I ran one in a strip club, and I would have judges. I think it was an 8-week competition. Grand prize $1,000 cash. I had 40
were the
something.
entertainers part of this?
No,
No.
there weren't dancers there
Oh, okay. Oh,
on
those
that
nights?
on those nights. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. They lost some business because of it, or
No,
did
they
you
were
do that?
just opening to do a comedy competition,
That's
for
awesome.
that.
I mean,
So,
that's thinking out of the box.
yeah, I don't know how that
Literally thinking out of the
occurred.
box.
Yeah. Yeah, that was interesting. But what was funny is during some of the finals, my dad was in town visiting, and I
Oh,
was
good
like,
God.
"Hey, Dad, would you like to be a judge at my comedy competition
How
at
did
the
that
strip club?"
go?
Oh, he loved it. He
Oh,
loved
really?
it.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I would ask my mom would probably not like that, but my dad would probably do it if I
My
asked
dad
him.
was the coolest guy ever. So,
Oh, that's all awesome. Oh,
mm,
well, how's the dating life going?
oh my
Any
gosh.
new stories that we can share?
Well, I have one.
Because I saw your post a couple.
I know. And so you saw my post.
Is
So
that
let
a
me.
Hinge, Tinder, Match,
No,
eHarmony?
what? No.
Which website did you find him off of?
No, no, no. That was an actual in person.
Oh, he came to the show.
Well, he had come to a show. I don't remember meeting him. And then I met him at a function just out in the wild,
Wow.
and it wasn't any big thing, but that wasn't even what the post was about. Just like I saw an attractive man, which I do not mean to be rude in any way whatsoever. There are a lot of attractive. I saw a man that I was attracted to, so that was what was
Are we
different.
talking about Flagler County or down in Daytona?
I am not naming any names.
Oh, okay.
And
Because I was
I
gonna say,
am
very
not saying
rarely do you
anything.
walk around and you're like, oh,
And
yeah.
it was just, wasn't any big thing, but I was like, oh, that was nice. At least,
And he didn't have a wedding
I
ring on, obviously. That's always
right. So this story is about to go crazy. Whoops. So,
like your headphones.
I know. Listen, I don't even know how we got on this subject.
I saw your
Anyway,
post.
I wrote that post because I think it is funny. Now, what's going on with my hair? If
Oh,
it's
I
all
love it,
messed
girl.
up, I'll
It
be
is.
mad.
You're fine. Now it's better.
So anyway,
Don't touch it. It looks great now.
okay, but I don't know what's happening under here. Oh my God, what am I talking about?
The guy who you wrote the post about.
Okay, so really it wasn't technically about, but it was the funny thing I like to say. I thought about thinking about possibly entertaining the thought of maybe not necessarily with him, but he was attractive. He was an attractive guy, and I thought that was great. I didn't know if he was local, didn't know anything about him, and that's okay too because in my mind everything was great.
Right. In that one moment.
Oh yeah. Turns out he is local, and I don't
Yep.
date local. Um, he somehow read that post. We weren't even friends on Facebook.
Oh my God.
And then I was like embarrassed a little bit because it really wasn't about the guy. It was just about whatever. And
If
we
he's good
ended up
looking and you can date
we ended up
locally.
chatting for a day and just kind of getting to know each other. And he had sent me a friend request a while back. I don't see my friend request, sorry. And so I looked. And then I said something funny like, oh, I saw your, I looked over your profile. You don't seem, I don't see anything terrible,
Oh my gosh.
And he was funny. He made, well, I try not to have any red flags. And so we chatted for a day. And then the next day.
You found a red flag.
No, not at all.
No?
Well, I don't know if you call this a red flag, but he was all of a sudden like, just thought I would let you know I'm not looking for anything serious, and I'm just
No.
out of a relationship. And I'm like, is there something I said yesterday that made him think I wanted a ring on my like I didn't even expect to hear from him. We chatted for a day, and now we're not looking for a relationship. I was just like,
Wow,
it was
that took a turn real quick.
great chatting with you. Like,
Oh.
I'm sure I'll see you around. Like,
I mean, I
nice
like the
guy.
honesty part, but that took a real big turn. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe
just
it's like he
the
decided to get back with his ex-wife.
Listen.
That could be possible.
Any guy that mentions his previous relationship,
They're still involved
a
somehow.
few times
Yeah.
in a 4-hour text, or whatever, a day-long text. You're not. There's a box
Yep.
that I like a guy that's
That
been
is a
single
red
for
flag,
a while.
girl. That is
Yeah.
a red flag. And
I'm not even interested in your, I mean, if you're not married or in a relationship, I don't care about.
well, you got the guys that
Your-
just get bored and they're still in a relationship that go on those things too, just to try to talk to somebody and see
Yeah.
if there's grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah, God, we should just cut that whole thing out. That was so weird on a tangent. Anyway, very nice guy. Very
Then he
nice
read
guy.
your post though too. That's what's crazy.
I was like, oh, God, just can't even be funny. And
do you have
just-
mutual friends? You might have mutual friends or something, especially if he's local.
Well,
and
we're
he's reading your
friends
post.
now. Yeah,
Oh, you
we're
still
friends
kept him
now.
up
He'll
there?
probably see this. Yeah, we
You still
did.
kept
Listen,
him on?
of course, I wasn't trying to, like, I'm sure I will see him around, and
Don't
we'll
burn
be great
bridges.
friends. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not even that wasn't even a thing. It was just funny. I
Yeah.
was like, well, it was nice chatting with you or texting with you.
For the whole 24
Yeah.
hours that we got to spend.
Yeah, but I
talking.
haven't been on a date. I was thinking about that. Like, I truly haven't been like where I'm gonna wash my hair, get ready, dressed up, and pick out an outfit and go and
Well, you've been
have a
so
drink
busy
or
with the
get some-
club and stuff too,
Yeah.
so that's your like baby right now. I
If-
understand.
Listen, if I have time to go out, I want to be with my friends.
Yeah.
But they get me in trouble.
They do, don't
Yeah,
they? Those
yeah.
friends don't always look out for
Mhm.
you. They're the ones who get you in more trouble then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they single? All your friends?
I have a lot of single girlfriends. Yeah.
Any of them have like horror dating stories lately?
All of us have several.
Any you can
so-
share?
Oh gosh, why do we always get on this?
Because you know what? People actually like watching that and talk about dating because it's so relevant to a lot of us single women out there right now.
I know,
Yeah.
and I don't date. I'll meet a guy, and I don't even get to the date part. So I would have to go
You
back
weed them
and
out during the talking.
I would just rather go out with my friends who get me in trouble. You know, if I have that free time.
I know what we can talk about real quick. Beach couth.
What's
Okay.
that?
So when you go to the beach, do you?
Oh, beach couth.
Yeah, yeah. Because the last weekend I went to the beach for the first time in like forever for a few hours. I had a guy come up and put 3 fishing poles like literally right on top of me. We're like the only people that are going in the water. Me and this lady next to us with 2 kids, literally putting fishing poles right where we are, where they have the whole damn beach to do wherever they want. A lady shaking her towel off and it's just the sand's going everywhere.
Gosh, that's the worst.
The other lady's feeding the seagulls and they're just shitting all over everybody who's around. And just like you've been to the beach several times.
Yeah.
Are there certain things that you're like, why are you doing that? Like, don't be a dickhead.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know?
but those are not locals. They're
Yeah,
just,
that's
they
what I
don't-
that's what I
they
said. I'm
don't
gonna try to
know.
justify this by not saying they're local and they don't know what they're doing, but still, like, they should be aware
I know.
of their surroundings.
Sometimes when somebody's like sunscreen with the aerosol.
Yeah, I know,
I'm
it's
like,
spraying all over you.
yeah, just.
You have any horror stories
gotta-
from the beach? I'm sure you've gone a lot.
Yeah, me and my daughter and her best friend had to be saved by a
Shut up.
lifeguard several years ago. Oh my
girl,
gosh.
did
I
you not read
forgot
the red
about
flag
that.
for the rip current?
So yeah, but I don't know. I had my youngest on the beach, and they just had to get out on the surfboard for a minute, and I don't know. I wasn't that.
Was it real rough?
It was rough.
Oh,
and,
girl.
You know, it was. You know, I don't know. I don't know how everything happened, but before I knew it, they were out there, and it was terrifying. And they were like going under. They couldn't get in. I still didn't know what was going on, but my youngest stayed on the beach. I was like, stay here. I ran in there. Now all 3 of us are out there, but we're not the only ones.
Right.
Like, and oh my gosh, they all had to come out and save us. They were like, I don't even want to.
Girl,
think
do you make
about
any
it.
jokes about that? I mean, it's not a joking experience,
No,
but
it's still terrifying. Like
yeah.
I thought that was it for me, but I guess I'm a cat. I got 9 lives, so we made it out of there, and I mean, I don't know where my top was. Like it was just. I
Mad
gathered my
chaos.
things, like all the lifeguards at this point. So many people have been brought in, and I grabbed my kids and we just jumped in the minivan and just sat, and it was just like,
Well,
I
yeah,
don't-
it's like if
yeah.
you're drowning.
Oh,
it's like
God.
a terrifying.
It was. We were drowning.
Did they
all
have the
3 of us.
surfboard attached to their foot or anything? Like
No.
Okay.
And they were losing it, and I was like, just hold on to this at least.
Yeah.
You know, just I didn't know what to do. It was awful.
Rip currents are no joke. And
Oh my
people, that's
gosh.
why I said the lady's announcing to the whole beach she doesn't know how to swim, and I'm seeing the flag roll, and I'm like, maybe you should not go in because
Yeah.
I have heart failure later. I am not going to save you. This is not going to end well.
No,
And
we
I-
are putting our feet in. And
That's what I
then-
said. And that's why I said I wanted to put my feet in and not lose a friggin' leg.
Yeah.
Because that asshole was fishing right on top of me when he had the whole beach to go fishing. And I'm like,
I
you're going to
don't
go
get it.
right between me and the kids. And we had watched somebody pulling a shark prior to him
Oh,
getting there
no.
down further on the beach. That's why we decided to swim closer to that area. But I'm like, just beach couth. I mean, come on, dude. Like, seriously. He kept looking
Yeah.
at me because I'm like, I'm going to say something in a second. But I was thinking he'd get the hint and just move. But he never did.
They don't get it
No.
sometimes.
No.
Yeah.
So
But I try to find secluded areas, you know, but
where's the best place, I think? Like,
well,
Jungle Hut used to be a great private beach, and now
there's
it's
so many rocks.
so many
out
rocks
there.
out there between that and the hammock.
Yeah.
So I go down to Ormond now. There's a couple places in Ormond that are like
Ugh.
little hideaways
I know.
where you have your own little private beach.
I know. I always feel weird. Not always feel weird, but in Flagler Beach sometimes, like if I'm just
You don't want to run into people
having
you
a
know.
moment,
I
you know, and
yeah.
I'm trying to just be all weird on the beach and feel like I
You mean
get
wear
out
your
there.
thong?
No, no, I would not do that. I mean, maybe with a cover
Some of
up
these
over it,
girls, I
but-
was looking, I'm like, instead of dental floss, you might want to get something. I don't know where you were from,
I
but I mean,
know.
they let it all hang out now.
Well, you know
It's
what? If
bad
if
girl.
you can, you go for it.
I'm
You
like,
do it, but
I'm just
you
thinking of
know.
a wave coming by and just Or that, I mean, it's literally a piece of dental floss.
Yeah.
And I'm like, more power to you, but still, you
Just-
might lose
It
that.
even looks painful.
I
for
know,
me.
right? It just looks
Like,
uncomfortable having it up your butt the whole time.
yeah, I don't think that's something I want to
No.
experience or show.
And you know
like,
the craziest part is they're like older women. They're not like,
No.
I'm not talking about like a 16-year-old doing. I'm talking about like older women who've had kids who are just.
well, they don't
Yeah.
want tan lines.
Is that what that is?
They don't want tan lines. So that's how you got to do it.
Oh my gosh. You know, you're right. But yeah, if you go to Flagler Beach, you run into everybody you know. That's not really quiet and peaceful and what you're looking for when you go
Yeah.
to the beach, the tranquility of it all.
I
Do you
could be
still go to
all
the Salt Cave?
weird and someone could, take a picture. Do you know who this woman is? And I would be doing something.
Do you still go to the Salt Cave at all?
Yes.
I love the
was there
Salt Cave.
yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Now
I
with the
should take you. I'll
yeah, the
take you there. Let's
sinuses now,
go.
man. That'll probably be good to go get a nice detox.
Oh, it's lovely.
It
The
is.
red light treatment's great. Do sauna. We'll do a little spa
We have to
day.
have her in here one day to
I
talk
will.
about
I'll bring her
her
in here.
Salt Cave because a lot of people don't even know about it still.
I know.
And-
811 Salt and Vine.
Yeah. Does she still do the yoga?
She's doing a line dancing event. This will be her second line dancing event. Yeah,
Really?
right out there in the pavers. So no parking right in the area. She's got a bar back there, her beer and wine license. She has a food truck, and she has everybody comes in their boots right there
Oh
on
my
the
gosh.
beach.
When is the
And then
event?
This Saturday,
This Saturday from, do you know the times?
6 to 10 or something like that.
Okay.
I'm just
Well, that's
making that
awesome.
up. I don't know when it is.
Everyone go to
But that
811
night,
Vine
yes,
and see if you
811
can
Salt
find
and Vine.
Salt
If
Vine.
you're not at the club, but
Yeah.
I'm like, gosh, this is terrible. Now my best friend's having an event that I love, country line dancing. Of course, I want to be there. And then do I call?
you know how to line
Floki into
dance?
work? Well, I did.
I was
in
gonna
my
say.
20s.
I was gonna say you got to brush up on that. I know there's some like clubs around here that do that now too, like older
Oh
the
man,
older groups that
yeah.
I see like a lot of the older people line dancing and stuff. I'm like, it looks good, and then I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna show my age. You know, I don't know.
No, listen, when they
I don't want to get short of breath right now with my heart.
I
So
had so much fun. Well, that's not too. I mean, that's good. You don't have to go crazy with it. Just the steps.
some
and
women are
stuff.
all into it. They give it all.
Yeah,
They
I
give it
just
all.
kind of dance to the beat of my own drum. If I get lost, it's like,
That's where I'm gonna be
be
now.
careful. I'm trying to stay in my little, like square
If I
dancing.
step on
I'm
you, I'm
gonna
sorry.
stay here. Yeah, but I
stay
might
in
not,
your area, I stay in mine.
pick the right way. So
What are some cool places in Flagler Beach you like to go to adult?
to adults,
Yeah, to do like adulting.
Well, what time of day?
Nighttime.
Nighttime.
I've been asked this a lot.
Yeah.
Where do you go in Flagler Beach? I'm like, usually we leave, but Flagler Beach does have some good places.
Well, I'm always been a fan of breakaways
Oh, okay.
at some point in time.
Yes.
You
You
and
do
it's
your
like
comedy shows there.
I do.
Yeah.
I do last Wednesday of every month. So, at some point in time, you get to the later venues where
Yeah.
you end up. I was at Tortugas last weekend, and they had some entertainment outside. I always like going there.
Do you list all these on your Facebook page where everyone could go and see where you're going to be at if you're not at your studio?
Where I'm going?
Yeah, like
out-
where you're doing performances or comedy shows.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
I
so
thought
they
you
can
meant
follow
like, where's Christy going out?
No,
And
it's like,
I'm
where's
no,
Chrissy?
I don't want anyone to know. Where's Christy?
No, I mean like when you do
Where's she
shows
gonna
at other
end up,
places.
you
I know,
know?
right? Where's Waldo?
Well, I like Johnny D's and Finn's, like
Oh, yeah.
late night if you're staying, inside
Yeah.
local. So
Oh, Finn's. I haven't been to Finn's in years.
listen, they have good music there.
They
They've
do.
got really great food. They've
It's a
got
very
late night
eclectic
menu.
crowd.
Yeah.
I do have to admit, like every time you go there, it's a plethora of different people, and it's always different.
Yeah.
It's never the same. So, I mean, if that's what you like.
Well, I don't really go out as much as I used to. I did go out last weekend, and that was enough for me for a while. I was
Easter
like,
weekend was a little crazy. There was a
oh.
lot of people in town visiting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
hey, you might meet a man. Who knows?
Ugh.
You feel the same way I do, girl. It's just why bother at this age.
Yeah, I hope that he's handy around the house. That's all I got to say.
Well, everyone, thank you for joining us today, and we'll keep with Cristy B to see when her new studio is finally
Yes.
going to be opening and what events. You can follow her on Facebook, on her page, and we love having you here. And hopefully
I love
next
being
time we
here.
can get a guest in with you, and we can talk.
Yeah, I'll bring
some
Kristen with
comedy.
me. We'll
That'd
have
be
a
awesome.
spa day,
Yeah,
and then we'll have a comedy night.
and then we'll have your toy lady.
And the toy lady.
The toy
I
lady.
got
We're gonna
you
have some
hooked
good
up.
ones.
Yes.
All right, girl. Well, have a great night, everybody.
Bye.